This is video lecture 6 of module 5 of the subject Energy and Environmental Engineering. Today I am going to discuss about Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974. This is a comprehensive legislation that regulates agencies responsible for checking on water pollution and ambit of pollution control boards, both at the center and the states. We are discussing here its introduction, objectives, scheme, salient features, functions, and penalties. Introduction. India participated in United Nations Conference on Human Environment held in Stockholm in June 1972 to take appropriate steps for the preservation of natural resources of the earth, which among other things include the preservation of the quality of air and control of air pollution. Based on the concluding guidelines of this conference, the Water Act was formulated by the Government of India in 1974. Now the objectives of the Water Act: to prevent and control water pollution, to maintain wholesomeness of water, to establish control on state boards for prevention and control of pollution, to empower the boards for prevention and control of pollution, to provide penalties for contravention of the provisions of the Act, to establish state water testing laboratories, Now the scheme of the Water Act. It has 64 sections and is divided into 8 chapters. Chapter 1 includes section 1 and 2. Chapter 2 contains sections 3 to 12. Chapter 3 contains section 13 to 15. Section 4 contains section 16 to 18. Section 5 includes section 19 to 33A. Section 6 having section 34 to 40. Chapter 7 includes section 41 to 50. Chapter 8 contains section 51 to 64. It explains short title, application and commencement of this Act. It explains some definitions related to water pollution and Water Act, like board, central, state board, member, outlet, sewage, effluent, stream and pollution. Chapter 2 elaborates about the constitution of Central Board, State Board, terms and conditions of service of members, disqualifications, meetings of board, constitution of committees, temporary association of persons with boards for particular purposes, vacancy in board not to invalidate acts or proceedings. It also explains about delegation of powers to chairman, member secretary, officers and other employees of the board. Chapter 4 deals with the functions of central board, state board and their powers to give direction to the concerned authorities. Chapter 5. It explains the power of a state government to collect samples of effluent, analyze in government laboratory and publish the results. On the basis of the results, they may restrict the outlets and discharges into a stream or well. I am explaining here some important sections of this chapter. Under section 19, powers of state government to restrict the application of the act to certain areas. For example, the entire National Capital Territory of Delhi has been declared as Water Pollution Prevention Control Area. Section 20. For the purpose of enabling a state board to perform the functions conferred under this act, the state board or any officer may make surveys of any areas and keep records of flow or volume and other characteristics of any stream or well in such area, and may take steps for the measurement and recording of the rainfall in such areas. Under section 21, officials of Pollution Control Board can take samples of water effluent from any industry stream or well or sewage sample for the purpose of analysis. Under section 22, reports of the result of analysis of the samples taken under section 21 sent for the analysis to the laboratory by the central or state board. Section 23 explains about the officials of state boards can enter any premises for the purpose of examining any plant, record, register, or any of the functions of the board entrusted to him. Section 24 explains about no person shall discharge any poisonous, noxious or any polluting matter into any stream, well or land area. Under section 25, no person shall without the previous consent to establish new outlets and new discharges to stream, it is restricted. Under section 26 and 27, may within 30 days from the date on which the order is communicated to higher authority, refer an appeal to such authority as the state government may think fit to constitute. Under section 27, a state board may from time to time review any condition imposed by it on the person under section 25 and 26. Under Section 28, any person aggrieved by the order made by the State Board. Under Section 29, revision can be made by the boards. Section 30 explains about the power of a State Board to carry out certain works. Furnishing of information to a State Board and other agencies in certain cases are covered by Section 31. Section 32 gives information about emergency measures in case of pollution of a stream or well. Section 33 explains about the power of board to make application to courts for restraining apprehended pollution of water in stream or wells. Section 33A laid down to power to give directions. Chapter 6 elaborates funds, accounts and audit part of this Act, like contribution by central government, contribution by state government, fund of central board, fund of state board, borrowing powers of board, budget, annual report preparation, accounts and audit report. Chapter 7 elaborates penalties and procedure in case of offences committed by authorities. Punishment: imprisonment for not less than 1 year and 6 months, but which may extend to 6 years with fine. In case of failures, an additional fine of ₹5,000 will be imposed for every day. In such case, the names of offenders may be even published. Section 41. Whoever fails to comply with the direction given under subsection 2 or subsection 3 of section 20 within such time as may be specified in the direction shall on conviction be punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 3 months, or with fine which may extend to 10,000 rupees, or with both. In case of failure continues, with an additional fine which may extend it to 5,000 rupees for every day, during which such failure continues after the conviction for the first such failure. Section 42 says about the penalty for certain acts. Section 43, penalty for contravention of provisions of Section 24. Whoever contravenes the provisions of this section shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term which shall not be less than 1 year and 6 months, but which may extend to 6 years with fine. Section 44, penalty for contravention of Section 25 or Section 26. Whoever contravenes these provisions shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term which shall not be less than 1 year and 6 months, but which may extend to 6 years with fine. Under Section 45, if any who has been convicted of any offence under Section 24 or Section 25 or Section 26 is again found guilty of an offence involving a contravention of the same provision shall be on the second, and on every subsequent conviction be punishable with imprisonment for a term which shall not be less than 2 years, but which may extend to 7 years with fine. Under Section 45A, whoever contravenes any of the provisions of this Act to comply with any order or direction given under this Act, for which no penalty has been elsewhere provided in this Act, shall be punishable with imprisonment which may extend to 3 months, or with fine which may extend to 10,000 rupees, or with both. Section 46 laid down for publication of names of offenders. Section 47 gives information about offences by companies and their penalties. Section 48 laid down for the penalty offences by the government departments. Section 49 explains cognizance of offences. As per Section 50, members, officers and servants of boards to be public servants. Section 8. It explains about the central and state water laboratories, analysts, reports of the analysis, local authorities to assist, compulsory attainment of land for the state boards, returns and reports, bar of jurisdiction, protection of action taken in good faith, overriding effects, power of central government to supersede the central board and state board, power of central government to make rules, power of state government to make rules. Now, salient features of the Water Act. Water pollution and maintaining or restoring of wholesomeness of water. It is an extensive legislation with more than 60 sections. Central and state pollution control boards have been constituted under Section 3 and 4. This Act empowers the board to take water sample for analysis, govern discharge of sewage, trade effluents, study or inspect appeals, revision of policies, set minimum and maximum penalties, publication names of offenders, offences by companies or government departments, establish or recognize water testing laboratories and standard testing procedures, establish and operate industry for new discharge of domestic sewage, prevention and control of water pollution is achieved through a permit or a consent administration procedure. Now, functions of Central Board. functions of a state board?